the Pussycat Dolls song where it's like, when I grow up, I want to be famous. I want to wear a star. I want to have millions. When I grow up, I want to see the world, drive nice cars. I want to have boobies or groupies.
I'm assuming it's gotta be groupies.
But boobies make sense because when you grow up, you want to have boobies. And it's a girl group. Think about it. Think about it.
Yeah.
Just think about it. No, I'd have to think about it. Or I just know it's sometimes expected by somebody. Wally! Here comes the horse. Horse! I swear, if you fart one time, you're gone. Because that was lethal. My gosh. All right. Let's do this. Welcome back to Miles Ahead. I'm your host, Amelia Miles. Thanks for coming back, or if this is your first time joining me, welcome. I want to recap, this past May. It's literally halfway through May. I had a good birthday. It was on the same day as Mother's Day, so happy belated Mother's Day to all the moms out there, or, people that are just taking care of loved ones. I'm an aunt, basically could be classified as a mom, but yeah, for sure. It was definitely a fun day. I got to spend it with friends and family at the lake for a little bit, but since my birthday was on a Sunday, I was like, you know what? I need to clean. I need laundry. I need to make sure I am good for the week. So that's basically what I did on my birthday itself. But I also want to recap last week's episode. So last week's episode included Austin Mack, Coach White, Durante Powers. It was a very good episode, to say the least. A lot of people were very much engaged in it. I'm very happy that those men were able to, talk some knowledge. Like I said, I felt like they took me to church on that episode. I was like, woof, I feel like I definitely need to, have some of these clips on repeat. But I want to thank them for coming on, and hopefully we can, reconnect pretty soon. Let's get to some headlines. We're going to go local, and then we're going to go branch now. So this week, the weather is amazing. It's been raining during the day here and there, but all in all, one bar, which is my favorite bar in downtown Fort Wayne, is The Deck. So if you're not from Fort Wayne, let me set the scene for you, okay? Just close your eyes. It's basically a dirty river and a bar that's outside where they have like tables that are like picnic tables, and there's a restaurant that's outside too. And the drinks, one deck drink, you're opening up. The second deck drink, you may or may not be able to operate machinery. Your third deck drink, you might as well call your Uber or have it queued up, because that's what 3 deck drinks. I've seen people slam 5 deck drinks. Honestly impressed. But they've raised their prices. Their prices now are, what, $10? Maybe even $11. I haven't been back. They opened up May 13th. Yes, they opened up May 13th, and everybody is going to be there this weekend. Will I be there? We shall see, because y'all know how to pack out the deck, and I am just not. No. That sounds, it's too much for me. It's too much. I'll go during the day. Day drinking, best time ever. But yeah, during the day, y'all can have the night. Y'all can have the nighttime. I'm good. The show Forever on Netflix. Okay. My sister binged watched that whole show in a day. It is a 8 episode series, and I'm going to read you what it's about. It is reunited as teens, 2 childhood friends fall deeply in love, experiencing the joy and heartache of a first romance. The series is set in 2018 as 2 young athletes become each other's first love. 2 families with pushy parents who are pressuring their kids into getting college athletic scholarships. Well, you guys know, if you were to ever look up my stats, to not, so I can't relate to the college part of getting athletic scholarships. Oof. Yeah, that was not me. But I heard this is very, very, very good, to the point where like I keep seeing TikTok clips and I'm like, I gotta keep scrolling because I want to watch it myself. I need to give it my own best effort. But when they're talking about, first romance, and they were talking about high school, my first romance, technically, there's one guy out there that continues to say, I'm not going to say his name because if he watches this will be hilarious. And he'll be like, why are you talking about me? Till this day, thinks we dated in the 5th grade. That's not correct. He said we dated for a week in the 5th grade. If you're still holding on to that, you have bigger fish to fry, okay? Because I'm never going to admit I dated you. You are not on the list of who dated Amelia Miles, okay? That list is short regardless, but we're not going to give you your props on that one. But my first technical love, and I don't even think this is love, I think it would probably just be like schoolboyish type thing, was in middle school. They used to call, I'm just going to say his nickname, they used to call him Yellow Kid. So you can imagine what he looked like, light skinned, tall. And yeah, we didn't even kiss. It was 6th grade. Yeah, it was 7th or 8th grade. We dated for like 6 months. And then I found out he kissed another girl. Because I wouldn't kiss him. Because I was scared. I was raised by a Catholic mother. She basically said if he kissed you, you're pregnant, that's just how it worked. So yeah, and then we broke up or whatever. And then my next I would say my first love was when I was 16, and my mom made or ordered a cake. She can't make a cake. She ordered a cake and it was about this big, and it literally says, because I had a birthday party, it says, Sweet 16 and never been kissed. She put that on my birthday cake with all my friends there. So they realized, they were like, wait, this is kind of funny. But wait, you've never been kissed before? No. And so that night, my boyfriend at the time took me downstairs and gave me a kiss. Was it great? I honestly don't remember. I don't remember. But I do remember, it probably was
probably first one and you don't remember?
Yeah.
Wasn't great.
Yeah, probably wasn't great. So yeah, lost my first kiss, or my first kiss was when I was 16. Everybody was like, oh yeah, I had my kiss when I was 10, and I was like, yeah, not me. I was a very much late bloomer. And then the Mendez brothers, they're getting out. They're getting out. They're getting out in a couple months. Oh, for sure. And that judge, honestly, props to him, because that's the power of not only social media, but the power of just people who fall in love with a character. And I'm pretty sure, I don't think they were executive producers on the show, but I think they were involved in it a little bit, weren't they? I feel like they had to be.
Yeah, I think they get their testimony in the story.
But then my other question is, how involved were they? Did they get a pay cut? So when they get out, will they get some money? All right. Now we come to my favorite part in the show, where it is my interview portion. This one is about 2 men that are sports performance trainers in Fort Wayne, Indiana. And I've known one of them since I was in high school, and the other one I found on social media and was like, wait, they work together. That would be a really cool conversation, because I feel like, especially in the Midwest specifically, sports is big. It used to be huge basketball in Fort Wayne. We used to have the Spiece Fieldhouse. Some parents would live there over the weekend. But we talk about everything AAU. We talk about how sports performance is definitely vital in this day and age, especially if you want your kid to go somewhere, whether that is in college or, the NBA. And I talked to them about how early do you burst kids' bubbles when they have this, oh yeah, what do I want to be when I grow up? Yeah, I'm going to be an NBA player. Let me humble you real quick, because if you are not born with some of the grit and passion, they burst that bubble right away, and they just are realistic with you. So I can go on and on, but I'm going to let you, go on this journey with us. And as always, let's keep going together. Here we go. CJ McCarter and Zach Latham, welcome to Miles Ahead.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Of course, I want to start off by saying the reason why you're here is because of how we met.
Right.
So we met in high school. When was that? Sophomore year.
Sophomore year. I don't know what year.
And I was like, who is this guy coming into the guy group? Like, I was the guy's girl. I was always hanging out with Solo. What are the other ones? Jeremiah, Tyrell, all of them. And then another one. I said, here comes another one.
Sir.
And so what made you want to transfer from where you were at, Concordia, to Lures?
Same reason everybody need to get out of Concordia.
Oh, so we're starting there.
That's how we coming right now.
Okay.
Wow. I don't know. Concordia wasn't a fit for me. I did get the opportunity to play a lot of different places and travel around the country being at a Lutheran school. We played, we got an opportunity to play in nationals, played teams from St. Louis, Cali, Florida, all over. So that was pretty nice. But once I got to high school, Concordia just wasn't a spot for me, culturally or, I don't know, sports-wise for me at least. So getting the opportunity to go over to Lures was hands down probably one of the best opportunities that I ever had. So, yeah.
And you got to meet Amelia Miles.
And I got to meet forever.
So when you think about, your high school experience and, if it weren't for Lures, do you think you would still be the same person you are today? Are you going to plug Lures right now?
Hey, shout out to the Lou. I don't really go back often, but the Lou is always going to be home. If it wasn't for Lures, I don't think I would be in the position I am today. I think Lures kind of showed me one competition. Like it's healthy.
Was heightened.
Healthy competition though. Like you can be best friends with a guy who's a 5-star, who's going to compete with you, versus also being best friends with a person that probably won't play sports after high school, and you'll be able to compete with them as well. But you'll always be friends and family. So even when I see them in the city now, it's always just love. But yeah, Lures is a great school. Man, my daughter, I don't know. If we in Fort Wayne, we had to think about it.
I like the option.
Baby Bean. Shout out Baby Bean. She on the way.
So, and when you were on social media and like posting about your journey of being a sports trainer, that's when I saw you and I was like, who is this guy? So kind of give me a synopsis, where you grew up, why'd you start doing what you wanted to do, etc.
Yeah, I grew up in New Haven here in town. Grew up playing basketball, playing football. Quit football when I got to high school, but basketball was my calling. And then I played at the University of St. Francis for 4 years.
Oh, wow.
Through there, I met a guy named Kevin Bloom, who had previously played at St. Francis. And then that's how he kind of got me into OPS, and then I've been doing it ever since.
And when you think about from when we all were literally in sports, and we didn't technically have a sports performance place besides AWP, but it was very, very early.
Yeah.
So do you think your journey, both of your guys' journeys, would have been different if something like what you guys are doing now would have existed back then?
Me personally, I don't think my journey would have been that much different because I don't think I would have done it. I grew up playing basketball in the park. I grew up playing with the neighborhood friends, like all that stuff. If there was a trainer around, I don't think my parents would have took me to him, if I'm being honest. But it's just the time it's the time we're in right now. Training's at its all-time high, and it's only growing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can attest to that because I did have those guys. So
Yeah.
shout out to AWP, shout out Mike Lito, shout out Aaron Lane, Carl Thomas, Kevin Bush, Tharp,
Yeah.
Virgil Tharp, man, all those guys, great guys. And that's crazy. I hadn't had this conversation earlier with a friend, and I'm just like, man, if I didn't have those guys, I don't know where I would be. Even though I didn't listen to them well, I kind of thought I always had the plan in my own head that I was good enough to do whatever I wanted. That's kind of the reason why I'm here, where I am now. Without seeing them go through sports performance and teaching kids, I probably would have never had the opportunity or seen it. Shout out LB as well, and Dre Muhammad. Because like seeing them and what they do, I'm like, dang, if I don't get the opportunity to go pro, and I know what I want to do after
Exactly.
that. It's that influence.
I feel like we had those conversations too, because if we didn't have those type of people in our lives, we really would have thought oh, we're gonna go pro.
Easily.
We're gonna go
Easy,
pro.
yeah.
But I feel like especially you and Solomon would have like in-depth conversations when you guys were in college of like, we're not gonna do this when we leave here, you know? And I feel like a lot of people these days still think they're gonna go pro. They still think they're gonna break it. So
pro
what
is
kind of
tough.
what kind of mindset are you putting into these kids that you guys are both training?
For me personally, I'm a trainer that's gonna pop the bubble early. I'm gonna give them credit for what they are doing because a lot of other kids aren't putting in extra work. But I'm also gonna let you know, like, listen, people you competing against, you're competing versus not only someone who's training, but also a freak that was born and he was just born that way.
Yes.
So the work that you're putting in, if it's not higher than what he's doing, your chances are very, very slim. So I'm not one to produce and then tell kids that they're going to the league because, I mean, that percentage is so low that
The 1%ers, quite literally.
in my class alone, I think Austin wasn't even in my class.
No, he wasn't. He was younger than us.
I don't even know who went to the league in my class.
Nobody.
Around here, no one.
I know it wasn't definitely basketball, and I
Biggie.
know it wasn't.
Eddie.
He wasn't in our class though, was he?
He was a junior, but he graduated early.
Oh, dang. Huh.
Yeah.
It's just like makes you think.
That's one person in this entire huge city. I mean, our city isn't small. In this, that's one kid that went pro.
Yeah.
So what do you put into your kids then?
I'm kind of like right in the middle. So like when I first get you, I'm gonna pop the bubble as well because some kids do need that. But at the same time, if they're a varsity player, I want to get them to college. If they're middle school, I want to get them to varsity. And especially in today's world with NIL, if you get to college, you have the opportunity to make life-changing money. So like you don't gotta go pro, but if we can get you to college, we can get you that experience, get you the life lessons that college teaches you, and then just get to create friendships and relationships that you wouldn't have did if you just went to high school and stopped playing afterwards.
100%. Piggyback off that, I'm definitely not one to say you can't make it by any means. Like he said, when it gets to college now, that's pro. If you can make it there, you can go get paid. You did everything right.
Yes.
The next stage is obviously that much harder, but if you can get to college, get your degree, make connections like we've made throughout our lives, and find a great job, you made it. So again, we preach that a lot.
So do you think AAU is what it was back then and compared to what it is now? Because I feel like AAU is correct. Like legitimately, like even when I was in the news, like there would become different things where parents are fighting on the courts. Like
AAU is a money grabber right now.
It's a scam.
That's it.
Really?
That's all it is.
I'm an AAU basketball coach. It's a scam.
Interesting. Please elaborate.
So coming from AAU, I coach it every year for the past 4 years now. There's too many kids out there that can't dribble the ball with their dominant hand, let alone their weak hand. And they're paying $45 to get into a tournament to watch. And then
Which is astronomical.
Yes.
I ain't going. If I'm not on that coaching staff, I can't come see y'all play because I don't got that type of money.
No, I coach, so I'm not paying the entry fees, but the entry fees are outrageous. Plus, on top of that, you got gas to get there. Then you got the hotels, and then on top of that, you got to pay $900 to $1,200 a year.
You paying
to not play
for your kid to go play in a tournament? You paid for your kid to be in. What?
Yes, you're paying for it twice.
Every kid, every person that I bring. So if me, my wife, my kid, I done racked up $300 just to go. And some tournaments is one day. Like I got to pay Saturday and I have to pay Sunday.
Yeah.
So like, bro, I don't know.
And AAU when I was growing up was more so. If you played AAU, you was like elite.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was. And so when I see like or hear about, AAU tournament this, AAU tournament that, it's not the same anymore. I'm like, if you invite me, you better make sure you're paying for me to get in for my snack.
Yes.
And for the next day if you want me to be there too.
Yes. We've talked about it before. I seen a team last year here in town at Turnstone. They were playing a game. It was like a 2:00 game, 104-5. Why would you pay for that?
104. And that's not even competition.
And the team that lost wasn't from here. They're from like 5 hours south. Like why would you drive to lose by 99 points?
I feel like, and I could be wrong, I don't know. This is just something I'm starting to get as I get older. if you're not one of the better players in your area,
Work out.
AAU probably shouldn't be the first thing on the list. Like, we need to be skills training, performance training. Let's get better, and then maybe go compete outside. Because if you can't even win when you're here,
What makes you think
think you're about to go win somewhere else?
Yeah.
So what drew each of you to training in general? I mean, yeah, your background, but was there something of like, this ain't gonna work. Like, I might as well do something else. Like, what was that moment for you guys?
Mine was when I was in college, and then my freshman year I redshirted because I wasn't very good. I'll be honest. I was not prepared to go in for college, like on the defensive side of things. So then when I started coming to OPS underneath Matt Roth and Kevin Bloom, they helped me out, and they changed my path that I was going college basketball wise. And like they helped me get an opportunity to actually play on the floor. And then that kind of just drove me to want to help others, and I just wanted to continue what they gave me growing up, like when I needed it the most.
Yeah.
And on top of that, just creating relationships outside of basketball too, because a lot of the stuff that me and him both do, like the kids that we have, it's not just basketball, it's not just lifting. Like we're there for them outside of basketball, outside of sports too.
And that's where it is, because I feel like kids these days are so disconnected.
Yeah.
And you're like, when I think about my childhood, I didn't have an iPad. I stayed out until the street lights came
As soon as
on.
that flicker go, you better get moving.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And like kids don't understand that they're trying to find connections on TikTok, on YouTube, or the latest trends or something. They're not like actually connecting. And so when they see a trainer caring about them, I feel like that goes miles.
I think the relationship you build with them matters more than what you actually teach them at times.
100%.
So what drew you to training then?
So college didn't work out for me. I was one of the bad students.
Oh, we know. I was there.
I've always been, school just wasn't for me. Talent-wise, I'd say I could go toe-to-toe with a few people for sure, but it was just more or less like when it got to the school part, I wasn't good. That's bottom line. And one thing, like I said, I always going back on was the fact of just the Michael Litos and all those, the influences that they had on kids. And even like Mike now, he's not even in the industry anymore. He's actually helping athletes make more money.
Yeah.
So like, I think for me, it was just getting the opportunity to be around athletes and help them understand. Like, I didn't want anyone to go to college and not be able to play because you didn't do school correctly. That's another big thing for me. Like, you got to knock out the small things. But then outside of that, I think, like he said, to be back on just the relationships that you do get to build. Even when it's with the athletes or the parents, like, I got some great relationship with parents that I would have never had if I would have never trained their athletes. So, like, those connections go a long way. And just, I don't know, being a good person in the community is huge. So.
Yeah. And so, like, how do you approach kids? Especially, I feel like now basketball is at a different point. Like, you have the Caitlin Clarks, you have the Angel Reeses, you have LeBron James bringing in his son, which is that's a whole other topic. Oh my gosh. Like stuff like that. Like when you think about all of these things that are, you know, drawing kids into the sport, how are you not only humbling them, but where are you starting? Like if somebody were to come off the street, Joe Schmo, it's like, train my kid. Where are you starting? Like, what does that look like?
Okay, so first thing I want to say is Bronny deserves to be in the league. That's all I'm putting out there.
Greatness.
Okay.
I know how I get down about Brian.
I was like, we'll put a pin in that. We'll come back.
But yeah, just if it's a random person off the street and we come in, obviously for me, first thing I'm teaching is ball handling because you can't really do anything unless you can dribble the ball, or shooting's next because in today's world, because of Stephen Curry, I believe is the best player right now. He changed the game more than LeBron did. I'm sorry.
He's not the best player. He has the biggest impact.
Okay,
Hey,
that's
I
fair.
didn't
That's
ask
fair.
him I asked him a question, okay?
All right, you're right.
But I mean, I'm gonna just start with the basics, the fundamentals. That's what our game's missing a lot of the time here in America, and that's why like Europeans are catching us in a sense because they're so fundamentally sound, whereas Americans, I even got caught in, or like trying to make a mixtape all the time. So
Interesting.
yeah. So I'm just starting with the basics, building that foundation, and we go from there.
And so for you, you're training both, you know, girls and boys. And what is your favorite tactic to make sure they're growing?
For me, my girls always have a sweet spot in my heart. I don't know why. It's just,
I think
that's
you
how
knew
it
you was
is.
having a girl.
Yeah.
I think that's probably what it is. But my tactic is just really like a mental thing. Like some of them come in, they're like, I can't do this. And I'm like, well, guess what? I don't care.
Yep.
So we're about to do it anyways. So then once they get it done, it's like, okay, well, I can do this. And I think every time you get an opportunity to build a kid's confidence, you're building a better adult.
Yes.
Now they're growing, they're understanding. They're like, okay, well, I can do hard things and I understand what that feels like. So my thing is 100% confidence and mental confidence as well. Yeah.
What's one misconception young athletes have when they're training or sports performance all around?
My answer would be, and I talked to somebody about this the other day. Coming to a trainer to work out, it's not gonna make you perfect. It's gonna make you have more confidence, so when you get in a game, you're able to do it without thinking as much. So I think working out just builds confidence, and working out makes you more likely to succeed. Whereas I think a lot of people nowadays, they get caught in the mixtapes, like I said earlier. They see the highlights all the time. They're like, I can never miss. You're gonna miss. Like, it's just making it to where you're more comfortable doing that stuff when the lights come on.
Say that one more time.
What's the biggest misconception young athletes have about training or sports performance altogether?
I think what's big on our end is just like the overtraining part. I think once I can get an athlete inside of a weight room, I can critique and manipulate things that they don't even know that they need, that they're lacking. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're a hooper and you hoop a lot, you go to skill trainings, you play in games, but your ankle mobility's off. We don't have to come in and hit the weights. I'm not here to tire you out even more. I'm here to replenish what you already have so that you never actually get to that tired point or that overtraining or that opportunity to get injured early in your career. I think that's a lot of things that are missed right now. Like for instance, right now we have, I don't know, probably a handful of sixth graders that are starting to train. And I think those sixth graders will be a lot better than whatever 8th, 9th graders that are in front of them, just because they've hit a foundation of training already, whether it's skills training or it is performance training, and they're learning how to lift and how to use their body. I feel like by the time they get to the 8th grade point, we're not starting at scratch. We're actually building from the foundation that we've already created. So that's just how I feel.
So how are you keeping these kids humble? Because I feel like when we were growing up, we were not humble.
Not at all.
So how are you keeping them humble now?
I think mine's different than yours for sure.
Go for it.
Mine is I just play them one-on-one. Like, I mean, I'm like a really chill guy. I don't talk, like, I'm not gonna yell or anything. I'm not gonna boast a lot, but like, if it comes to a point where we got to play one-on-one, in order for you to be like, oh, okay, he knows what he's talking about, then we can play one-on-one. And then after that, they usually look at me a little bit different. And then we're getting kind of in the point now where I've been around long enough, people kind of just know from others. So, I mean,
How about you?
Yeah, no one can check me still, so I guess
There he
one-on-one
goes.
is another way I can still let them know that I'm him, but they also like see my work ethic and like what I do, so they understand like, all right, well, I'm not as strong or I'm not as big or not as fast as he is yet, so let me continue to work so that, because obviously he knows what he's talking about. That's one thing about, I don't know, the field that I'm in. You have to almost, I mean, obviously with age, everything changes. The older you get, obviously you're not beating your athletes. You know what I'm saying? But the younger ones like to test you. And you got to be ready to beat them. So
Yeah, you guys are basically teachers at the end of the day.
yeah,
it's wild.
yeah.
So let's talk about the actual talent that is coming out of Fort Wayne in the last, I mean, if we could put a timestamp on it, let's just do in the last 10 years that has come out of Fort Wayne. And that was when we graduated high school. If you don't already know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Class of 2015.
Yeah. What class were you?
18.
18. Oh, 3 years. Okay.
That's sick.
That
Make
is
my
sick.
stomach hurt.
That 20-year reunion is creeping up on you.
20.
20.
Am I getting 10?
You're halfway there.
Jeez.
You're halfway there.
So
man.
the talent. What does the talent look like coming out? Because I talked to Austin Mack recently, and the way that this man has matured, he is humble, but he is hungry.
Yeah.
So what kind of talent are you seeing coming out of Fort Wayne right now? What does that look like?
Talent as in the general pop, or are we talking basketball or football?
I'd say basketball and football, yeah.
In
Is there
football, I
somebody
feel
sticking
like-
out or something specifically? Or you could just say the people with certain aspects to them are definitely going farther than others.
Yeah, I feel like in football we have maybe more names now that are actually going. Like we got DA Darius Alexander, who's at Toledo.
Yeah.
Came from Wayne, and he's actually about to be in the draft. Probably a first-round draft pick. Craig got an opportunity last year. Bam Scott also has an opportunity this year to get drafted. I think on the football aspect, the kids are starting to understand that it takes work. Your Fort Wayne good isn't good enough.
Nope.
And that's a big light bulb, because once you realize you're competing versus the country, then you realize, okay, I have not put in enough work. And that was a problem I had. I knew it was good in Fort Wayne, but I only thought about Fort Wayne, and that doesn't matter when you get to that next level, because no one cares what you did in high school. Your last stage doesn't matter. But in basketball,
I really liked Wayne High School's team this year, but they lost in, what was that? Was it regionals?
Sectionals.
When I saw that final, I think Summit City Sports posted something, and they were like, it was like a last second shot. I just stood there looking at my phone. I was like, oh my God. I thought it was their year because of last year, what happened. And then before that, that's when Pickens left and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, this is going to be their year. This is going to be it. And then they lost. And I'm just like, and that was a good group of kids.
That's a great group.
Great group of kids.
They lost their
Leader.
Who was their leader?
Javon Lewis.
Yeah.
Shout out Jay Lou.
Always.
But no, in basketball, I feel like the talent is really good.
Yeah.
The size
Yeah.
is really low.
Yes.
When we were in high school,
It was like
they were giants.
Giants. Now I'm looking, I'm like, they're stick and bones.
I don't even
Yeah.
think there's only one kid that's over 6.
5.
I'm telling
Yeah.
you, it's the iPads,
telling.
man. It's
They're
the iPad
shrinking.
kids. These are low. These are. I think these people that are in high school right now are technically the ones who started with technology. I think.
Yeah.
You might be right.
I think they grew up with the iPhone already out. They grew
Yeah,
up
that's
with
true.
what are the other things?
All types of tablets.
And then big gaming. So like in my head, I'm thinking, oh, they're like this all day. This is probably why they're not growing, you know? Like people, like I said, we would be out riding our bikes, being active without even knowing we're active. Like we didn't have to be forced to go train somewhere.
You almost had to, because you couldn't talk to your friends unless you rode your bike to go see them.
Yeah.
And that's how you got your extras. Like, I don't know. It's a little, the whole world's a little different, obviously, but it's definitely different when in the sense of socializing. Like, their social skills are
Terrible.
Yeah, but
they can't even hold a conversation sometimes with an adult.
But I think, like, as much that is with the iPads and everything, like when I was answering questions, I was gonna say if you asked for the last 10 years, you got to answer like the 5 before COVID and the 5 after COVID.
Ooh, yeah.
Because I think a lot of those kids, like 5th, 6th, 7th grade is when you really start. You go to middle school is when you start like talking to people in passing periods and stuff like that. So I think them missing out on that kind of set them back a little bit, and they probably just never got that.
But I rekindled our like friendship during COVID, and that, I kid you not, CJ, that was the best shape I've ever been in post high school, because the gyms were closed and I couldn't stand being in the home with my mom and dad, and I was like, I need to get out. So we went to Summit Middle School's track. It was open, and then I would go back and forth between that and Homestead. And I would do the what's it called, the stairs and bleachers and planks and all that stuff, and I was just like, can we bring back?
But I think that was because it was already instilled in you. I feel like
True.
Whereas these kids were just like, I get to stay home.
I can just chill. I can be and
the shows then were
no
fire.
Disrespect to
All
the
the shows were
parents,
fire.
but like, if you're not forcing a 10, 11, 12-year-old to go out and do it,
They're not gonna
they're
do
not about to just go do it for sure. Especially if it wasn't instilled in them young. So like for us, that happened young. Like we were outside playing 4, 5, 6 years old, and that's what we knew. So as we got older, like during COVID, you like, all right, skip it. I'll just go to the park. I'll go run. I'll go do something. That's something that you've always had in you. So I think that's a big difference for sure.
Yeah, these kids are watching Outer Banks.
Yeah.
They know, yeah. I'm in there like, what
Wilding
is
out.
Outer Banks? Why are you watching that? I don't think you should. All right.
Yeah, all American.
Let's turn to the league.
Okay.
The league meaning NFL, NBA, MLB. Okay, you guys talked about LeBron, and I really want to get your guys' take on it. You said Bronny deserves to be in the league, okay?
Yes.
Which is something that I agree with, but how he was brought into it, that's where I disagree with it. When I look at people's journey to the NBA, I respect the hustle. When I look at his stats and everything from USC, I was like,
Yeah,
wait,
see?
what?
Hold on though.
Okay, I'm listening. I'm listening.
Because listen.
You guys gotta remember, he wasn't supposed to be playing. He died.
Yeah.
Like he was dead. And then they brought him back, and he rushed back to play. If he would have went back to second year, he'd be killing right now. USC would have made the tournament. They would have made a run. Like when he plays in the G League, he kills. Like his last time playing G League, he had 39 and 8.
Yeah, I saw
like,
that.
and don't get me wrong, the G League and the NBA is two totally different leagues, but at the same time, like. Also, it's like Lonzo Ball did when he had dealt with LeVar. When you come in and you're playing against Bronny, you're going to attack him differently. So, like, he's getting different treatment than everybody else on the court at all times.
So, with that being said, I kind of want to just kind of go down the thing of having kids go and get these. Well, I don't think he had a scholarship. Did Bronny have a scholarship?
Yeah.
So, but like when these kids are getting these big opportunities to go to this big school, don't you think they should be playing there for 2 years? Like, do you think there should be a cap in terms of like you need to, if you're going and you're getting a scholarship and you're getting on this team, you should at least be there for a certain amount of time?
I believe they should adjust in a way to the girls thing. 'Cause I know the girls, like we talked about the other day, 4 years or 22 years old. For the guys, I believe it should be 2 years or 20 years old. Because like in NIL, with NIL now, you're not missing out on money that could be changing your family's lives like LeBron did. Like he could have went to Ohio State and made who knows what he would have made nowadays. But like I think that would also help the product that the NBA is putting out. It's not a bunch of 17, 18-year-old kids with 3 kids on the way.
Yeah. Because I just feel like once these kids leave college and they haven't really fully developed, that's when they come up with these baby mama dramas. They're the newest headline on the New York Post in terms of blah blah blah, kicked somebody out of their house and had a black eye. Like, you know, like I feel like that maturity is missing from some of these NBA or just even NFL players that left too soon.
Yeah.
And
but NFL, you can't leave soon. The people that's doing that in the NFL, they were going to do that.
Yeah,
regardless.
I just feel like there's something missing, and it hasn't clicked yet with a lot of these, because at the end of the day, like a lot of you both said, it's money. It's money that is driving all of this business, which is sports. But back then, we didn't have to think about sports as a business, you know?
Yeah.
Like it was about the talent, it was about the drive, and it was about the determination to get to a certain point.
Right.
You know?
That's huge. I don't know if there's a correct answer on how to make it all work. I think the way a kid is raised is the only way that's going to help that. I mean, kids that obviously have a great foundation is not going to go blow it on any dumb night. You know what I'm saying? And the kids that do, it was a little different for them. So you can have one kid that does a one and done, and he's a great kid. On the other end, you can have a kid that did 3 years and they go and blow the opportunity on something stupid. So it's just like, I don't know. Yeah. That answer's tough.
That's a tough one. Depends on the individual.
Yeah.
Okay, so what if you had, or let's since you're a soon-to-be father, talk about if that was if she was going through all of this, would you want her to stay in college for 4 years if a team is looking at her?
Right now?
Mm-hmm. In this point in time, because
Yes.
it will be different. Like, I don't know.
Okay, first off, only yes, because she's going to make way more money in college than she will in any professional level, especially right now. So 100% stay in college and you get that degree. And again, you're an adult in college, but you're not all the way an adult in college.
To mess up.
So you can still kind of like mess up and not get those, oops, I got back up still, but once you get to the league, the scrutiny, it's a different world. Like that.
It's like a microscope over you.
100%. Anything you do wrong, it's ugly. So for me, it's different though. Again, she's gonna be raised right. So
we
give her
know.
an
We know.
opportunity.
So we've come to the point in the show where it's a mile marker moment. It's like a pivotal moment, whether that's in your career or when you were playing ball. So share a moment when each of you faced a major setback, whether that was an injury or something along those lines, either life or training, and how you basically overcame it.
All right, I'll start with mine. Mine was sophomore year of high school. I thought I had a big head. I thought I should have been playing above the juniors and seniors. Shout out to them. They helped me, whatever. But, like, I remember it very, very clearly. I was at Columbia City after a game we had just won, and I was so mad I didn't play. I actually quit basketball. So I quit basketball, and then I went home. Shout out Coach Bruce Stevens because he helped me a lot through this. He stayed patient. He gave me like a day or two to kind of unwind, and then he called me and was like, "We want you on the team. You have a special ability. Like, it's just not your time yet. There's more." And I didn't understand that until I got older. It wasn't my skill level.
The maturity. I'm
maturity.
telling you, that mental aspect of like athletes these days just lacking.
Yeah,
Lacking.
And I
It's
was
tough once
I
you're
was
given everything.
Yeah, I was lacking it too. But shout out to Coach Bruce Stevens. He was patient with me. He talked me through it. He didn't get mad that I quit. He didn't do it like. He was patient with me, and he helped me through a lot of stuff, and I'm forever thankful for that guy.
For me, man, I could tell 100. God,
A roller coaster for you, huh?
yeah, it's always been that way because I thought I had the answers. But my biggest one that I definitely still stand on a little regret to this day is leaving Marion too early. I went there my freshman year and got the opportunity to play with Krishan Hogan, my roommate, who's also a great friend of mine, solo. And I went to Marion knowing that I wanted to go Division I because I felt that I had that opportunity, skill wise. And while being there, I tore my labrum, and I left prematurely. No film, no nothing. And I came back home and went to PFW for a semester, dropped out of school, and then ended up getting an opportunity to go back. But it was just like, sit down and be still. Like, it's not your time. You don't know. You don't have all the answers. You don't know the playbook. You haven't put enough work in to get your opportunity. Like, at what point do you think you're just going to be given something without putting the work in? And that really popped my bubble. From there, not all the way, because then I got to Indiana State and I still did not perform in the classroom, and I got kicked off the team there too. So, like, for me, it was just like college really made me bump my head very often. And once I got out, it was just like, okay, you can't bump your head anymore because it's real life. There's people looking at you. There's people looking up to you. What type of person are you going to be? And that kind of stood firm in, like, just my belief system as well. Like, God gave me so many opportunities when I was young that I ended up slipping on and not producing what he wanted me to do. But he also still gave me an opportunity to still be an influence in someone else's life. So, like, one thing that I really truly believe in is that your journey and your calling is not meant for you. It's for someone that you're bringing up, or someone who's watching you, or your biggest accomplishment will be someone that you raised from something to be somebody else. So that's it for me.
And one of the last things I kind of want to bring up before we get to something else, holiday tournament.
Oh my gosh, that used
Should
to be
it
lit.
be
Bring it
brought
back.
back?
Bring it back. Bring
In
it back.
what
Bring it back. Bring it back.
Capacity.
The whole thing.
So I have an idea, and this was crazy. I literally had a dream. It was New Year's night. Weird, just weird. Woke up the next day, and I'm like sitting there, and I'm like, that was so real. And I like wrote it all down, and I don't remember who. I think I was talking to my dad about it. And holiday tournament, imagine. It's spread out throughout the city for those first round games where it's like let's just see how far you can get into the bracket. And then that championship game for the boys and the girls, we're playing that day as like an all-star day. So we have an all-star game. We have a dunk contest. We have a three-point contest. We have the actual championship games. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I feel like we have come to the point in our, with our community, we need that back.
Yeah.
We need that to get back to where we were, because that's something I looked forward to when I would have my new Christmas outfit.
what?
I throw on my new Uggs and I'm like, you're stepping. You are stepping.
And that was everybody's highlight of Christmas
winter.
break. Like that was one of the biggest.
And kids
moments
don't know.
that
They don't
have
know.
No idea.
They have no
I mean,
idea.
we've talked to a couple kids that came on our podcast, Life of the Game. Shout out that. But we've talked to kids and they come on that and they're like, we looked forward to that growing up, and then right when it got to be our time to do it, it got taken away.
And that's so sad.
Yeah.
So when I was talking about that with actually Coach White, he was like, Wayne is thinking about bringing it back, but I'm just like, our city has grown so much since
So
then.
many more
There's
schools, so many.
like
oh my
the
gosh.
Lures Wayne game was sold out before the game even
2
started.
years back to back.
And so it was, first of all, hot as hell in there.
Oh my
Number
gosh.
one, I was
Wait, which game?
drenched.
Which year?
It was this year. I was
At Wayne.
drenched
Last
in
year
sweat
at
leaving.
Lures, I'm talking standing room only.
And that's what it's
sweating.
supposed to be, you know. But I feel like for everybody to get their shine, why don't we have it at the Coliseum?
Who did I have
Doesn't
that
get
Did we have
It was
that?
on the podcast.
it doesn't get
No, I think
used because
talked
of
about
the
it.
Mad Ants. Because Mad
talked
Ants
about
left,
this.
and Purdue Fort Wayne is still there, every once in a while and stuff like that. But it's just like, we have this stadium. We have you could sell out the suites. You know how many of
Listen.
okay, so for an example, the Twins at Lures, their family would have booked out one of those suites.
Easily.
You know what I'm
Hey,
saying? Like stuff
hey.
like that. Like I feel like this is a missed opportunity with the talent that we've had and going to have. Like, who do we need to talk to?
That's what we need to talk to somebody, and we also need to find a way to get it off TV, like off of YouTube, because that's why people are not going to the games.
Or
Like
make
when we
it-
were playing, you couldn't just go on YouTube and watch it. You
Yeah.
got to be there. That's why every
the travel,
game,
all that stuff.
It was a whole different world then. So now instead of me having to go to the game, I can watch 4 games at once at the crib, and
And you don't got to pay for concessions.
Yep.
You don't got to pay to get
don't
in.
gotta pay to watch. Don't have nothing. You just at home. So that's why I think
You don't got to drive there.
the attendance of games are down. But like
Yeah.
you said, the holiday tournament could be one of the biggest
Iconic.
things.
And it
in
just-
this area.
like, it
'Cause
just
no one
needs to be
else- even
spread
your
out.
Idea.
Yeah.
No other city that I know of is doing that.
It just doesn't exist anymore.
Make it like not a holiday tournament, but an NCAA tournament. Like you said, the first round, keep them on the outskirts. We can have a game there. Then we start bringing everything more
Just
central.
more in, and then the Coliseum is the all-star day. Like, I can imagine so many big names would come back, would come and just start putting in money to this.
Yeah,
It just needs to happen.
you got to do it.
So it's gotten to the point in the show where we're gonna go to the fast lane. This is fast, quick, and easy Q&A, rapid fire. Don't think about it too hard and just spit it out. So I'm gonna ask one question, and then so it'll be you first, and then you first, and you know what I'm saying. So
Back
just
and forth, let's
just answer it right then. Favorite workout song?
Ooh, Rod Wave,
Rod Wave for
freestyle,
oh okay
or
okay
the greatest.
okay you
Rod Wave, Popular Loner.
okay. Best spot for post workout eats in Fort Wayne.
Chipotle.
Chipotle.
That's easy. That's not
Okay,
easy.
favorite NBA team.
I don't have a team. I just follow LeBron until he
Okay.
retires.
Miami Heat.
Okay, NFL,
Oh, Pittsburgh Steelers.
Pittsburgh Steelers.
MLB.
I'm a bandwagon Dodgers.
Okay.
Never watched a baseball game in my life.
Okay, one thing people don't know about you.
I'm the best bowler,
No, you're not.
He's up there.
easily.
Oh, whatever. Keep going. You go.
That one's hard for me. I really don't have one. People know a lot about me. Once you get to know me, I'm a lot louder than what I actually am. Like what I come off as.
Makes sense. Makes sense. If you could train any pro athlete, who would it be?
Oh,
Oh, here he goes.
that's easy. Dang, should I say somebody else just so they think
I'll go first. I want to train Cooper Flack because I want to be part of the development, and part of the
he's
story.
already developed.
No, he's not. He has more to go.
He's already.
He can.
Don't dwindle. Don't dwindle.
Okay.
What are you gonna say, Bronny?
Just say Braun.
I would say. No, I don't want to say it because he's already the greatest ever.
Real.
Give me one more second. I'm going with. Oh my gosh, Juju Watkins.
Oh,
I'm changing
yes.
mine. Caitlin Clark.
Yes.
Juju Watkins
yes.
for sure.
Okay.
And she's coming back from recovery,
Yep,
so you already know what time. Yep.
Ideal Saturday off. What does it look like for you?
A trip somewhere. It doesn't even have to be far. Like get in the car and just drive to a city nearby. Just vibe with my wife.
Chilling with family, eating some type of ice cream. I had a big sweet tooth.
Go to ice cream though.
Turkeys and cream.
Go to ice cream spot.
Zestos.
Best
Number
around.
one.
So, but when they're closed, what's your second place?
Jesus, it's a tough life after that.
The recovery.
I'm probably
It's
gonna go
terrible.
Dairy Queen just for the Oreo shake, not the
Dairy
actual
Queen?
Blizzard, not the
Okay.
Blizzard.
Crazy, but I can't go Dairy Queen.
I can't go Dairy Queen either. Even
like
though it's right
Kilwins,
there.
though.
Oh, Kilwins is fire.
Shout out to
Kilwins-
Mr. Marinko. That
Oh,
was my
okay,
principal.
okay. Guilty pleasure TV show or movie?
Power. Any power.
Power.
Okay.
Tommy and Ghost right
Tommy
here.
and go.
Best oh my gosh. Best hoop session you've ever been a part of.
Ooh, I got one at the Ash Center. I watched Rashard, I can't remember his name, played at Oklahoma, and Christian James from Oklahoma go against Biggie, and Biggie killed them and then told them get the F out my city, and they left.
Oh.
My.
No. Hey.
Okay, I gotta go.
Oh no, you're good. You're good.
In the middle of the show is crazy.
I want people to know where to find you though. So can you let them know the social medias, where they can find you, the podcast, little plug.
Life
right
of the
there.
Game podcast or Z Latham 260 on Instagram. I'm sorry I have to leave, but I have calls I have to make.
Hey, that's business. That's
That's
business.
how it
Thanks
is,
for
bro.
stopping by miles ahead, but you're stuck with me for a little bit
Hey,
longer.
we locked in, man. I ain't got nothing to do today. I'm chilling. I'm vibing. All right, my boy. I'll see you soon.
If you could switch careers for the day, what would you do and why?
See, this question is tough because you asked the question earlier about kind of
The journey, yeah.
journey, and like how you got to where you are. I tried other jobs. I can't do that. I can't like have a clock in time. I can't.
So would you be like a business owner then?
I'd have to. Yeah, that's soon.
Oh, okay. Plug. Go to wing spot in Fort Wayne.
Ooh, just had wings yesterday, me and my wife. But I'm gonna always go buffalo wings and ribs.
Oh, I like that. I thought you were gonna say Buffalo Wild Wings, and I was gonna be like, all right.
You're not a real chicken. You're not a real chicken eater if you eating that, because that's not. I don't know what that is.
So then go to wing spot of all time. Like when you're traveling out of town, like where are you going? Like, is there one that is like a small little shop in like Chicago or something?
It's a spot in Indy's called Fisher's Chicken.
Okay, all
Put
right.
that extra crack on there. Come on.
Favorite restaurant in Fort Wayne?
So it has not a chain?
I mean, it's a restaurant as a restaurant. Just don't say McDonald's.
No, come on. That's disrespectful. No disrespect to McDonald's. If y'all want to give me a sponsorship,
That's another story.
we can do that. But I'd have to say I love burgers. So I'm going Burger Fi. I like
Burger Fi?
I'm a big fan of Burger Fi.
Interesting. I thought you were gonna say like Brew Burger or something.
What's crazy, I haven't had Brew Burger before.
You have to go.
I might
It's
go today.
so good. I mean, we're on the landing.
You're
Just
right.
hop right down there.
You're right.
So, okay, what about outside of Fort Wayne? Are you gonna say Cheesecake Factory?
Nah, that's mid.
It's mid?
That's mid.
All right, what are you gonna say?
My mom make better cheesecake than Cheesecake Factory. Come
Okay.
on, we used to have a business. We
Okay,
used to get down.
yeah, that is true.
Come on,
Yes, and I ordered twice.
Listen, we
Oh,
used to get
no.
down. My mom goes crazy. But restaurant outside of Fort Wayne. Dang, that's an on the spot question. I feel like I eat everywhere.
Are you the type of person when you go out of town, you're still eating Chipotle?
No.
Okay,
Nah.
because that would be ridiculous.
Clearwater got this spot called
Clearwater, Michigan?
Clearwater, Florida.
Oh,
That's
yes.
me and my wife's favorite spot. They got this breakfast spot called
You don't take me as a breakfast
Shane.
person.
Oh, what? Hold on, listen. One thing about me, I eat breakfast every single morning.
You give protein shake. That's what you give.
No. I eat breakfast. I make my eggs, my bacon, my.
Oh, so you're
sausage,
you're a pork guy.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Big time.
Okay.
I work it off enough to be fine. So yeah,
Okay, night owl or early bird?
both. I don't sleep.
Gotcha. Go to vacation spot.
Florida. Clearwater every.
One word that you can describe this year so far and why. I have one for me.
What's yours?
Change.
Change.
Because I've been so afraid of that word for so long.
I have too, but that word for me this year is.
There's a lot of words.
One word is tough, but this is what I put it in a phrase. It's like sniper-like focus.
Okay, go deeper into it.
So for me, it's so much on the horizon right now. Just one thing is taking my CSCS exam soon, which is really big in my industry.
So what's CSCS if nobody knows what that is?
Certified Strength and Conditioning Coach. That's looked at as like the end-all, do-all opportunity. And once you have that, you can pretty much go wherever you want. Outside of that, my daughter will be born. So like my focus on my 10-year plan has to be developed because by the time she's 10, I don't really want to be having to clock in and train a lot of athletes. I want to have something set and ready to go so that when it is her time, I'll be there 100% present. I never want to miss those moments. So, yeah, my focus is huge. Stocks, all that good stuff. It's just, yeah.
I love that. So we come to the point where it's a rest stop. So this is something where it's like confidence and motivation, not for only you, but for the viewers and listeners out there.
Yeah.
So if your younger self could see you now, what would they be most proud of?
I was a bad man.
Oh my God.
One thing that they would be proud of me of is just how consistent I am now. Listen, we haven't grown out of the being late thing yet. We're close. Now we're like 1-2 minutes late, not all the way, right? So, or we're showing up on time. You won't be happy about that, but consistency. I'm very consistent in everything that I do. My love for people has grown because I was a little cold-hearted younger.
Yeah, you were a little shit.
Yeah,
You were definitely a little shit.
I know, and I love hard. I'm not afraid to love, and what else? That's about it. That's good.
Okay. So what would you tell your younger self starting out in this industry? Like if somebody young was watching this in the sense of like, I feel like a lot of us were, sports management or athletic trainer or like what if somebody is like really thinking about that because they don't really like school? Like you said, you weren't like a school person,
right?
But now you have gotten to the point in your life where you actually have to take a test to do whatever you're doing, you know?
Right.
So like kind of explain that process and whatnot.
The advice I'd give someone starting out or even my younger self starting into this is like confidence. It's like no one way is correct. There's hundreds of thousands of different trainers across the world, right? And no one's doing the same thing. There's no one correct answer. If you really believe in what you're doing is going to work for an athlete and you can assess that properly, then do it because there's a lot of people that are going to judge you anyway, so why not do it if you 100% believe in yourself? So that's one thing. And then another thing is take the exam when it's fresh on your mind, when you're in school, knock it out every opportunity you get. I mean, I know it's not cheap, $500 exam, and every time you fail, you got to pay again. It's not easy. But just take it while it's fresh and just, I don't know, continue to build that confidence, continue to keep learning, don't get complacent, and keep working out, keep training, stay in shape because your athletes will respect you a lot more, I promise.
So then what keeps you grounded then? Would you say your family? Would you say the type of maturity that you have now?
First off, my faith. I think the older I've gotten, the closer I've gotten with the Lord, just because.
Shout out to City Church.
Shout out to City Church. Yep. That's my spot, man. You already know. Being around men and that are because I always keep a mentor 10 years ahead of me, right? So like being around men who are believers of God and believe in their family and are around their family is always huge for me. So like my faith keeps me grounded. Those mentors keep me grounded, and my wife 100% keeps me grounded. Make sure, actually, I wouldn't even be able to do what I do now without her because she's the big money winner right now. Hey. But you know how that go. But no, and then just right now, it's just the future. My daughter is literally everything I think about every day, and she's going to be the answer for a lot of the decisions that I do make. So that 100% keeps me grounded.
And we have a little bit more time left, so I want you to turn around.
Oh,
There
right.
is the Bishop Lewis High School
Oh, my God.
yearbook. And I don't know if you were there by that time, though.
I wasn't even there.
But you'll see everybody that you know for sure.
I definitely was not
And I know I
there.
have another
Why
one.
you don't got the 20?
I do. It's just at my house. Actually, it may be in my bag, but isn't that crazy? And the one behind that was my Memorial Park. So yeah, that's a blast from the past. Long
is
story
crazy.
short, our 10-year reunion is literally coming up sooner than we thought.
It got to be this
It's at
month.
07. It's actually in May. Yeah. I don't even want to look at my
Oh, yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't there yet, but this had to be your
freshman year. Yep,
Oh
I was
my
right
gosh,
there.
really?
Yep.
Bills.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
snap.
And like I was like literally going through that and I was like, they went to school with me? Like it was weird. Like compared to freshman to senior year, I'm like, wow,
This
we
is
lost a
hilarious.
lot
We
of
lost
people.
Yeah, because they was not. Some of these people weren't even there the next year.
No. They literally left. Look at Diamond Glenn.
Jonesy, Jerry.
Like
Seamus.
I'm so excited to see some of these people.
No, I am too. This is gonna be fun. This is gonna be funny.
And like, yeah, it's definitely the
That's hilarious. I
definition
love that.
of the
I didn't
blast
see
from the
that
past.
15.
So what was your favorite memory from BLHS? But favorite memory?
Favorite memory at the Lou. Oh my gosh, we made up 2 gangs. The set
Oh, this?
and the
Is that it?
set and the no, that's the Lou. But it was what was the
Oh, do we have to call
set
Solo
and
right
the
now?
block, the
Do we?
set
We're
and
gonna
the-
call Solo. Let's call him, guys. Oh, Lev,
Oh,
welcome to
sounds
the
like
Miles Ahead podcast. You are live.
good,
Don't
Lev?
say anything that's going to incriminate you.
Oh my goodness.
We were talking about.
Hey, Lev, what was
BLHS.
our two games? It was set versus the block.
Oh,
now Solo on the
Miles
ground.
Ahead. Solo Smith has joined the chat.
So I might lose you guys. I'm driving through the middle of nowhere.
What am I allowed to say?
You're allowed to say anything. Just don't.
What
be
was the
stupid.
two?
know what?
What was the two? It was the set versus the block.
Coalition.
No, it was not no coalition.
It was the coalition.
No, it
Like,
wasn't.
It was the
Nick-
set for sure.
It was the set in the coalition, bro.
Coalition
Nick,
is crazy. Who made that up?
the
Trent?
linebacker. Nick
Linebacker. Morgan?
Nick Morton.
They was gone. This our senior year.
No, it wasn't. It was our junior year.
You
When we
sure?
sucked.
Yeah, no, junior year because the set started with Randon and all them there.
It was Randon.
Oh,
Randon
you
and
right.
Ryan
Rand
Scott.
was there. Eject.
And,
You right.
Because we threw up the set in those big old jerseys junior year.
I do remember that. That's crazy work.
I don't even remember how it got started. I'm sure
I
it
don't
was
either.
me.
It was probably
I'm
me.
sure I was a trendsetter.
It was
Oh,
probably
here
it was
you go.
100% me, but good try, Solo. You all right?
Any chance I get to shout out Solo Smith, just make sure you take
All
it.
right.
man.
No.
All
We
right.
can hang up.
Okay. Bye. Love you guys. See you later.
Goodbye.
God, Solo is
Man,
just
I love
yeah.
both of them, man.
Anytime a camera was out when we were in high school, shout out Solo Smith too.
Man,
Shout out
oh
Solo
my
Smith.
gosh, bro. For no reason, though.
For no reason, just
Like,
to
no
just
one
to hear
cares,
his
Solo.
voice. Just to hear his voice. So how can young
Oh, yeah.
athletes or parents
Yeah,
get with training at
parents-
OPS
parents
first, and then where they can follow you and stuff like that?
Yeah, come in and see me at OPS. We right off of DuPont. I'm always there. I feel like I live there, actually. Don't ask me how to use the website. I don't know how. I don't use it. I hate the website. I just want you to come in and we'll sign you up. All right? Listen, you're going to get great work, and it's
Okay.
going to be fun.
Social media. Where
Social
can I find
media
You?
underscore CJ McCarter underscore McCarter with 2 C's. You can also find me on Life of the Podcast.
Plug it. Plug it. Plug
That's
it.
it. Life of the Podcast.
Lord help us. That's
Life of the Game Podcast.
how'd you come up with that name, or how'd you guys come up with that
So
name?
basically, it's just a game. Life's
Yeah.
game. Life's game. And it doesn't necessarily. I mean, our theme is a basketball, but it doesn't necessarily have to be basketball. It's just the journey you took through sports to get to where you are now. It's not always for every athlete. It's for people who were once an athlete and now they're in other occupations as well. But that's growing. Make sure you follow that, subscribe to that. We growing like mills. We growing like mills.
Hey,
Miles
and
ahead.
I'm always ready to collaborate. I feel like I've known you, and you're like a brother to me. And even, I mean, I was in Solo's wedding, and I just been there for like those different moments in your guys' life. And
100%.
compared to where you guys were when I first met you, to you guys grew up, you matured, you had your little phase, and now we're grown. You're about to be raising your own little girl, and you and your wife. And I'm so proud of you and so happy, and I'm ready for these next steps, not only for you, but just for, your journey, and whoever gets to have the, opportunity to be a part of that. So
No, 100%. Same with you though. I mean, the setup's nice. The vibe's great. I'm proud of you. You light years ahead of our podcast when it come to all this equipment in the spot. So,
it's because I'm an overachiever, I guess.
No,
you could
I
say.
love that. I love that. We're gonna grow as it goes. That's what we said. We're just gonna get in it, and we're gonna, each season we're gonna come up with something new. But I like the way that you approach the whole deal, man. Your whole team's nice. Everything's good. I mean, this is gonna be great. I already know that.
Hey.
Everything you do is pretty great, so you'll be good.
Thank you. Well, thanks for stopping to Miles Ahead.
Yes.
Come again, but not soon. I need a break.
All right, I understand. Peace.
All right, that's it for this week's Mile Marker. I hope you enjoyed this conversation. It was definitely something that I learned a lot about. We laughed a lot, and it was definitely a good time to catch up with CJ. If you liked this episode, be sure to like, share, subscribe. We're on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, all streaming platforms. So be sure to keep up with Miles Ahead, because a lot of big things are coming. So see you next time.